COVID-19 has got us all.
Let me find out what she's doing. Oh, sorry.
No problem. I can really, thank you.
I'm gonna see if I can test it.
Say that one
Testing. 1, 2. Abide and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not present them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. And the word of the Lord is blessed. At this time, I'm going to have a prayer of comfort. Let's bow our heads this time. Father, I thank you on this morning for the opportunity to reverence your name and to speak words of comfort to the family that's bereaving at this time. Lord, we thank God for the opportunity to have met Ruby Ligon-Greene. Lord, we know that she's home with you right now, and though we may feel sad and hurt within our heart and bearing pain because she's no longer here, God, I pray the strength to the family and those that are live streaming right now. I pray the strength. I pray for the peace that passes all understanding to be with them at this time. Because you said, great peace have they whose mind is stayed on thee. God, as we focuses our minds on thee, as we lean not to our own understanding, but acknowledge you in all our ways, God, you are able to keep us, to comfort us, to strengthen us in times such as these, God. I pray for the Greene family. I pray for the son who's endured much in these short months. God, I pray for your understanding of peace to come upon him, to undergird him, to strengthen him, to give him solace in his heart. For God, this has been a trying ordeal for this young man, my cousin. For God, we can trust and know that when you're in all things, we can relax, cast our burdens upon you, for you will bear them for us. God, I thank you now for your peace residing in the hearts and minds of my cousin Skip for the loss of his parents and those that are live streaming. I just pray for the peace to comfort them, to strengthen them, and to give them the hope that they'll see Ruby again at that appointed time. Oh God, this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. We'll have another selection done by our organist at this time. Be not dismayed. Beneath his wings of love. along the way. He will take care of you. Yes, God will take care of you. At this time, I'd like to ask my sister if she would read the obituary for me on this morning. Let's receive her at this time.
Ruby Azelle Ligon-Greene was called home on Wednesday, May 27, 2020 at 4:20 p.m. at the age of 86 years. She passed away at Calvary Hospital. She was the daughter of Thomas Ligon and Isadora Ligon, born in 1934, Belton, South Carolina. She was the youngest daughter from their union. Ruby was a resident of the Bronx, New York. She will always be remembered for her passion for traveling and love for family. She was a member of the Community Church of New York Unitarian Universalist in Manhattan. Ruby was an alumnus of Harlem Hospital School of Nursing, a training school for African American women. Ruby later went on to work for Harlem Hospital for many years. Ruby later worked as a visiting nurse in her later years, while continuing her education to work on a Master's of Public Health from Columbia University. Leading by example and always stressing and encouraging the importance of education and going for your dreams no matter what age is how she will be remembered. Anyone who knew Ruby would not be able to forget her affectionate smile and calm temperament. She always had a kind word for everyone and personified patience. She enjoyed gardening, going to the Gala Festival, and attending Alvin Ailey dance theater performances. Ruby was very much into the advancement of her people and supported many charities and endurers that sought to realize that cause. She was preceded in death earlier this year by her husband and travel companion of 58 years, Eugene Andre Green, sisters Thomasina, Catherine, and Eleanor, and brothers James, Calvin, Luther, McCombs, Mac, Deval, Boat, Ozzy. She was also preceded in death by her brother-in-law Conway Green. Cherishing her memory and carrying on her legacy is her son, Eugene Andre Skip Green Jr., and her sister, Geneva of San Jose, California. Ruby also leaves behind brother-in-law Robert Green and sister-in-law Claudette Green, Ingram, and a host of nieces, nephews, as well as grand and great-grandnieces and nephews, cousins, and friends. Lovely submitted for family.
Amen. We thank God for the reading of the obituary. At this time, we're going to have another selection. Directly following will be the eulogy. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Hallelujah, hallelujah, we're going to see the King. There'll be no more dying there. We are going to see the King. Hey, no more dying there. We are going to see the King. There'll be no more dying there. We are Do my best to get through this, because the loss of my aunt is very impactful to me as well. My Aunt Ruby, I call her my second mother. Or surrogate. Because when my mother passed 43 years ago, my Aunt Ruby stepped right up to the plate. Open arms, strength and encouragement that a young man would need. I was so close to my mother. My mother was everything to me. You know, we had a very strong relationship together. And to depart from her was difficult. But Aunt Ruby was there to help me transition. And anytime I had a question or a problem, I can go to Aunt Ruby with it. Now, was she a genius? I don't know. But she sure entertained the questions that I brought to her. And when I left, I had the answer that I was looking for. And I enjoyed her intellect, her educated way of flowing in conversation. I enjoyed that immensely about my aunt, your mother. And she exemplified what a mother is. Because she nurtured me, my sisters, cousins, nieces. She was such a nurturing person. And she always made herself available. How? I have no idea. But she was always available. And that's why I call her a surrogate. Because a surrogate is somebody that makes an ultimate sacrifice or is willing to be a substitute for someone else. to give of themselves. Nowadays, we live in a society, people don't want to give themselves for nothing. If there's not anything in it for them, they don't want to be a part of it. But it's in one key ingredient. When you take time to give of yourself to somebody else, you are exemplifying the love of God. And if you want to live this life productively, you're going to have to learn about the love of God. And that brings me to mind of Jesus Christ. He was a surrogate for the world. Because he said, I'm going to come down at the instructions of my Father to bring salvation to mankind. I'm going to sacrifice my body. I'm going to give it. I'm going to lay my body down. Because you see, nobody took Jesus' life. Jesus gave it. He laid it down. Sure, they hung him up on the cross, nailed him, stuck him in the side. They did all those things, but Jesus allowed it because his mission was to bring salvation to the world. But we know that Christ is going to be coming back soon. Things that we're living in right now with this corona pandemic, some say is God's judgment. Others say it's God's anger. I say it's because of the disobedience of mankind. God is tired of asking and telling people what he wants them to do, and they just continually, day after day, ignore his instruction. So God shouted. And everybody in the world was looking to the hills from which came their help. Because planet Earth was shut down. Now, after all of that, some people don't even care. After all the shaking, because you know when you get medicine it says shake before using, because you got to put the ingredients together so that it can be effective. But with all God's shouting, with all the deaths that we experience, I believe the toll is up to 200,000 deaths and almost 2 billion cases of the coronavirus. Some people still don't get the picture. And they still don't know how to give the love of God. But I thank God to have known a lady that knew how to give the love of God. I thank God for sending his son, Jesus, who came to bring us salvation to the world. Because you see, when Jesus comes back, he's not bringing salvation. He's bringing judgment. He's coming back to judge the world with those that are believing saints of God right now. Together with them to judge. And when he comes to judge, there's no court on earth that can refute his judgment. So I thank God on this morning as we conclude this homegoing service, because it is a celebration of the life of Ruby Ligon-Greene, all the things that she's done, all the lives that she's touched. I, from a young man, a little boy, he used to eat her pork chops and all that other stuff. I never dreamt that I'd be standing up here doing the eulogy for my aunt. Not me, but I'm here. And I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to give a salute to a great lady. great family. A family of integrity. I count it an honor and a privilege to be here this morning. Though many, due to the situation that we're going through right now, could not participate in presence. Thank God for the technology of live streaming. But I thank him that I'm able to be here to say, Aunt Ruby, the works you've done are speaking for you. The lives you touched, I salute you. Because when I didn't know what to do, you were there to show me what to do. And I thank God that I had the opportunity to meet somebody like you. Amen. This time I turn this service into the capable hands of our funeral director that will take us further into the service.
On behalf of Benton's Funeral Home, I would just like to thank you all for allowing us to serve you during this time. We're going to prepare ourselves for the service of committal. After the committal, the benediction, and then all will stand so that we can recess together. Thank you, and God bless you all.
I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. We have gathered here to commit to rest the body of our beloved Ruby Estelle Ligon-Greene. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. Now, some of us have shared thoughts these past years in wonderful relationship and fellowship with Ruby Estelle Ligon-Greene. We'll always cherish these many blessed and hallowed memories that come to us in these moments. Ruby's faithfulness, friendship, consecrated life will continue their radiance and testimony in our lives. And in the name of Jesus Christ, whom she loved and served, we commit this body to rest, knowing that her spirit is with the Lord and in the heavenly house. In doing, we rest our hearts in fresh confidence upon this sure and certain hope of the resurrection of life through Jesus Christ, who shall change our vile bodies, that it may be fashioned like unto the glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. Let us bow our heads. Repeat after me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, thine is the power and glory, forever and ever, worlds without end. That concludes our service. We will say the benediction on this morning. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Amen. Lord is my light and my salvation.